Welcome to my view from the woods. Today I'm going to plant these cilantro into a fabric pot for my indoor garden. Hi, I'm Todd from My View from the Woods. Today I'm going to use a fabric pot to plant my cilantro. This is a fabric pot. This is from Spring Pots. Fabric pots have a lot of advantages over plastic or ceramic pots. One, they air prune the roots. So as the roots grow towards the outside, the air kind of slows them down and they form secondary roots. According to Spring Pots, the secondary root mass helps increase yield from between 10 to 25% on vegetable plants and flowers. They also don't get quite as hot as a regular plastic or ceramic pot if they're sitting out in the sun. They're also reusable. You can wash these. They don't degrade in the sun like plastic does. They're not as heavy as ceramic, and you can store them, especially the spring pots. They go down into these small little containers. They have actually Velcro releases here, and then this springs right into a pot. And then you just push it down and it's full size. Also has very sturdy woven handles that you can use to move them and carry these around. The only thing I'm not sure about is the spring. So there's a piece of wire in here that makes this springy, so it compacts. I don't know if that will rust through use or not. I guess we'll have to see. Another advantage that I think that the spring pot has over the others is that it actually has tie downs. Those same Velcro strips that hold the pot together as you fold it can be, again, reattached to the side, and now you have loops that you can actually hold the plant down with. Right? You can tie this down to your deck. If you have a tall plant in here and has a tendency to tip over in the wind or a strong wind, you can actually anchor this pot down and it won't tip as much. So to test out this fabric pot, I actually have some basil planted in another fabric pot. I'll show you that in a minute. I'm going to plant some cilantro that I'm going to grow inside into this pot. So let me get started on that, and then I'll show you the other pot along with this one, and I'll tell you what I like better about the spring pot compared to the other competitor's brand. Let me fill this up with some soil and we'll get these cilantro planted. So once I've finished planting the cilantro, I'm going to put it onto a 14-inch saucer right here. I have it on some pails just to raise it up closer to the window height so it gets some sunshine. And I'll just place the cilantro right on the pail like that. And I guess I got the camera a little too low. Let me jack it up. There we go. So you can see the basil to the left, the cilantro to the right. So the one on the right is called a spring pot, and the pot on the left is called Smart Pot. What I don't really like about the Smart Pot is the top, it doesn't have this woven. You can see on the spring pot it has this woven. It's a little bit stronger, and the handle's a little bit stronger. On the Smart Pot, they stick up like that. They're just basically cutouts in the fabric. Here, let me show you. You can see they're just cutouts in the fabric. I don't like it as well, and it sort of hides the plant. I think that you have to kind of fold it under to get sun to the lower parts of the plant. Although, as you can see, the basil's doing pretty good, so can't really complain there. So with the spring pots, you just lower the handles. And you're all set. And here's where those tie downs are. You can use these for tie downs if you want. There's a couple other places on the pot too that you can use for tie downs if you're putting these outside in a windy situation. So now that I've transplanted, all I need to do is water it. And generally when I water, I fertilize too. What I use is Oregon's Only. It's called Nectar of the Gods. It's a calcium based, it's not a salt based. I like to use that when I water over the top of plants and I'm not doing an ebb and flow system, or when I'm bottom watering because the salts don't build up in the soil. So you just liberally, the first time, water the plants in. If the soil settles, then I'll just refill it up later. Try to pour it down the plants a little bit to get any soil that I mounted up in there out. I generally pour it in pretty good. Let the water run right out into the pot. Make sure that the soil absorbs all the water. I don't really pre-wet the soil as much. I'm using Coco Loco by Foxfire Farms. Seems to work pretty good. So I just let that ebb out the bottom. Takes a little while to get down, just to check it. So again, the advantages of the fabric pot are quite a few. One, it root prunes the plants so that the secondary roots can form and you get better yield. The fabric doesn't get as hot as plastic, and it also doesn't allow the roots to circle inside, so they get root pruned instead of circling. Supposedly it increases yield by 10 to 25%. Well, guess we'll see. The container is washable, so you can really put it through the wringer and use hot water and get everything out of it if you need to. And it stores easily, very easily. I think they're a great addition. So I think if you have an outside garden even, you should be able to use these. They come in all different sizes from 2 gallon up to, I don't know, they're pretty huge. 35 gallon, I think, pretty large. So I think they're pretty handy. I think they're a good alternative to the container gardens that we'd use outside. So again, let me add a little bit more water here and then I'll give you some close-ups. Give the basil some love here too. Haven't watered them in a while. I don't really have to worry about overwatering. The water will run through the pot. If it stays in there too long, I can just lift it out, pour the water out of the container at the bottom, and we're all set. So let's take a closer look at the cilantro. So those are the fabric pots. Again, this one is called the Smart Pot, and this one is the Spring Pot. I'm not affiliated with either one of them, but I'm going to give them a try, see how they do. Now you can finally see the water is leaching through the pot down into the container. It also absorbed from down there, so I don't really have to worry about overwatering since the roots aren't down that far yet. I think it's a great system. Hope you found this video helpful. Please leave a comment below if you've used one of these fabric pots or would like to use them. I can give you some more information. Again, I'm not affiliated with either one of them, but I'd like to know what other people's experiences are with the fabric pots. If you like this video, please subscribe. I'll have more like this on the way. Also, if you're watching this before the end of April, I hope to see you at the Asheville Mother Earth News Fair. I'm going to be down there for all 2 days, and then I'm going to be hanging out in North Carolina and Tennessee for a couple days afterwards. So I hope to see you at the Mother Earth News. Again, please subscribe, have a like. Oh, if you'd like to see what Mother Earth News is all about, if you haven't been to one, I'm going to be posting on Instagram quite a bit. So my Instagram handle is My View from the Woods. Just go to Instagram and type in My View from the Woods and I should come up. Just follow me along. I'm going to be doing some stories and some regular posts. Hopefully I see some other YouTubers down there and we'll get some stories on film. And I'll post those as soon as I get back. Have a great day.